TMZ Live, Diddy could be a free man by the end of this week. We broke a story last night that Donald Trump is seriously considering commuting his sentence. And there has been a lot of fallout with our story.
By the way, commuting his sentence before he's even in a prison.
Right.
He's still at Brooklyn MDC waiting to find out which prison he's going to. But this is something that President Trump is considering. And the fact that he's considering it is causing a bit of an internal war at the White House, because not everybody in the administration thinks this is a good idea. So
we are told this, and this is coming from somebody high up in the White House. We broke that story, incidentally, that right after the sentencing, his legal team, Diddy's legal team, got in touch with somebody who had the president's ear, and that the president was looking at the paperwork.
And the president acknowledged that
like 2 days later.
Yeah, in the Oval Office.
2 days later. Yeah. So we now know that Trump is considering, we're told that he's kind of waffling, he's going back and forth on this, but there are staffers in the White House telling him, don't do it. So we put this story up last night, and the White House immediately came out and said, fake news. The story is fake news, and then they ended up saying the president makes that decision. Well, we also said that our source, the key source, said the exact same thing, that even though some staffers are telling him not to, that decision, ultimately, he will do what he wants to do.
That's what he does.
I'm confused about what the president's denial was.
By the way, just so you know, we absolutely stand by the story.
It's 100%
It's hard
true.
to find.
I'm confused with what the denial is. What was the claim of fake news? We know that he was considering it. He said in the Oval Office that he was considering it.
That he was aware of.
And no, we said as early as this week. There is new development.
And there are new developments
that some of the staff is telling him don't do it, that he has gone back and forth on it, but that it could happen as early as the end of this week.
But he doesn't say.
And very clear, not a pardon, a commutation. That was made clear.
The difference being a pardon, he's still guilty of the crimes. The commutation just doesn't have to serve the sentence.
But we were specifically told commutation, not pardon.
But what is he denying? Is he denying that he is considering it? Is he denying that he's vacillating on it? Or is he saying, I'm never going to give this guy a pardon?
Well, he's not saying
anything.
Well,
communication.
Somebody in the White House, but they're speaking on his behalf. They're not speaking without his consent.
They're just saying fake news. He's considered. Look, this is happening.
Right.
And I wish
it's happening that he's considering it.
It's happening he's considering
it.
Now, what's really interesting about this, when you think about it, I think Diddy's team royally screwed up. Because if he would have bent the knee during sentencing.
And just said something about being prosecuted here when there's very little evidence.
As opposed to back-channeling it.
Right.
They wanted to, you wanted to bend the knee in the middle of court, open.
But here's the reality. That Diddy's team, what they're telegraphing to the White House is, look at the similarities Donald Trump has with Diddy. They're saying that the Justice Department was weaponized against both of them. That's their argument. That Maureen Comey, James Comey's daughter, prosecuted him. That he was prosecuted for racketeering, which they're saying was never a thing, and the jury agreed. He was prosecuted for sex trafficking. The jury said no.
Right.
And the only thing that he got convicted of was the Mann Act, which he never would have been prosecuted if that was the only thing alone that they had prosecuted him for. So they're saying, look, we're simpatico. We're like you.
Overreaching prosecutors,
And that's how they're trying to reach Trump.
What I don't see is what's really in this for Trump to do it, right? And because normally when the president makes these decisions, it's transactional. There's something he feels he's going to get from it.
What did he get from George Santos?
Well, I was about to say, that's what gives me pause. Because when I think about Diddy at this point, because he didn't publicly bow, then it feels like, well, what's in it for Trump?
Yeah.
But I would say the same thing about George Santos. What's in it?
There's nothing in it for Trump. I see more in it for Diddy than there is for Santos.
Well, there's a lot in it for Diddy.
Right.
But
what's in it for Santos?
There's something in it for Trump. Epstein. That right now there is a woman who is not being sworn in by Mike Johnson,
Congress,
who will be the 218th vote to release the Epstein files. That would be a majority. And they are doing everything they can not to swear her in. But it's looming. And if Diddy gets commuted, the sentence gets commuted, that's going to grab headlines.
But
so do you think that's what happened with
3 or 4 day news cycle?
I mean, he commuted Santos last Friday.
Yeah.
And that was a distraction through the weekend.
Yeah. And so he commutes Diddy,
You commute
gets
Diddy
a
and you
distraction,
get more
maybe
of a
for a little
distraction.
for a week and a half.
But it's been a series
same-
of distractions for 10 months.
Yeah, no, I got you. I just don't know. I just don't know how much play you get out of that because
You get good play.
You get good
You
play.
get good play.
And by the way, I think you'd get longer play in commuting Diddy than you did George Santos.
Without question, but
Absolutely.
but the Epstein files aren't going to come out tomorrow. Even if they swear in the 218th Congresswoman, they're not going to all of a sudden release them en masse the next day. It's going to take some time. And I hear what you're saying, and he definitely wants a distraction from Epstein. I got that.
They don't have to know what the end game is.
Right,
They're just delaying.
right.
You just keep delaying.
I'm going to say something that I've gone back and forth to whether I should even say it or not.
Ooh.
I don't know why we got this story, because what occurred to me was that if it becomes public, maybe he's less likely to do it. So there's something I'm missing.
I think that's right.
And I don't know what I'm missing here. There's something I'm missing.
Yeah, I think I don't think you're missing anything. I think that Donald Trump reacts negatively when a story comes out that he has not personally authorized.
But his point is, why wouldn't these sources have thought that through?
Well, sources are sources. People talk for different reasons.
Hey, enough said.
Hey, I'm Love Jones, rep in Brooklyn, New York, and I am not at all surprised that Trump would consider commuting Diddy. I mean, they did used to party together, and the hip hop community absolutely loved Trump back in the day, okay? What is interesting, though, is watching Diddy grovel and backtrack because he did oppose his candidacy. So we'll see how it goes.
He posted in 2020, that's for sure. He endorsed Biden, and Trump acknowledged
There would,
that.
at the very least, have to be a statement of gratitude toward the president, clearly.
Oh, yeah.
The celebration is on in Toronto because the Blue Jays won the ALCS last night and they are headed to the World Series. But this isn't just about baseball now because, as luck would have it, this year of all years, Toronto has to go against LA.
Hold on. Toronto, that's Canada. That's a Drake thing.
Toronto
Dodgers
itself is a Drake thing.
and the Dodgers
are a who thing?
Kendrick thing.
Uh-huh. Ha! So, the battle that Drake, I'm sure, would love to put behind him, he can't even escape when his home team gets to the World Series. Of course, they have to be playing against the Dodgers. And yes, fans have already noted this and are expecting, hoping that there's going to be that they're both going to be visible in some way during this. Interestingly, Drake was not at the game last night in Toronto, but he was watching, and this was his celebration as they won the game.
We're going to the big show. We're going to the big show. Get the boys a pizza and some Cokes.
A pizza and some Cokes? That's all you're gonna get from him, Drake?
If you have a home theater like that, I mean, I kind of get it why you'd want to watch the game, but it was in Toronto, Game 7. This guy's a known bandwagoner.
Was he in Toronto when he was
Yeah,
watching
that's
it?
at his
Yeah, I think
house
it's at
in
his house,
Toronto.
right.
So it's like, dude, you didn't even go to the game, and now you know he's going to
Because
be
you
on the
know that-
forefront as the biggest Toronto Blue Jays fan when you've never heard him talk baseball
Hold
ever.
on. Yes, he has. He has supported the Blue Jays in the past.
When?
He supports everybody in Toronto.
Can I just-
But the point is, the
can I-
reason
can I
he doesn't
just
go to the
ask-
game is because people like you who want to quickly say he's a jinx.
Oh, that he's going to curse
That
them.
he's the jinx,
Yeah,
that he's the
there's that.
curse.
I feel like
And so he
he's-
doesn't want to be there and then be the face of it if they lost.
Is it possible that Kendrick will sing the national anthem?
No.
Why?
Not national anthem, but could he do a performance? Remember last year,
When
the
they-
Dodgers brought out Ice Cube.
Ice Cube when they won.
No, I know, but why couldn't he? Why couldn't
Oh,
one
yeah,
do the
it actually
national
was during the
anthem?
World Series.
Why
Yes.
couldn't one do the national anthem in Los Angeles and the other do the Canadian anthem?
Because what they would
they
do,
could.
I'm just judging by Fox's coverage last year of the World Series, they had Ice Cube come out and perform before, not the national anthem, but just perform before the game.
Right.
And then when they got to New York, they had Fat Joe come out and perform at Yankee Stadium.
Okay.
So would Fox be trying to get Kendrick and Drake? I'm sure. I don't know that either of them would do it. I don't know.
But why
because
not?
They know
why not the
storyline.
anthem? Because then it's like they're not.
Because-
Why?
Because they're
not
not necessarily
singers.
singers.
I mean,
They're
Kendrick
rappers.
is
You know they
Drake
can't.
kinda
They'll be better
is.
than Roseanne Barr.
Well, that's
Okay,
not setting the
why
bar
don't
really
you raise
high.
the bar, please. That's not what we're
Yeah.
aiming for here.
Drake's to New York City. First of all, I agree. I don't think Drake is an actual baseball fan at all. And I also think Kendrick being there at all, he doesn't even have to perform, is enough to keep Drake away from the stadium, which I'm very cool with. As long as Drake isn't rapping or beefing with any other artist at this point, I hope Toronto takes it just so that he can be quiet in his house watching.
Is there
the game.
any chance they would against the Dodgers, really?
No.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way, right?
Absolutely not. And I also don't think Kendrick's actually going to show up either.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like he's done enough for the city of LA. He can sit this one out.
And also, interestingly, which had to deal with him saying the pedophile line during the Super Bowl.
Right. Oh, they're not scared
Would
of
end
this.
up with, well, now they know they don't have to be scared. Also, the lawsuit.
Right, the lawsuit got dropped.
Yeah, so they could do it. By the way, do you guys remember that Drake did something at Dodger Stadium? I can't remember, when was this? How many years ago? We went on a date with.
It was one of the mothers from Sierra Canyon, one of the basketball players' mothers.
Oh, that's
Yes,
right.
the
I thought it
basketball
was
player's
Kim.
mom he was dating, and he rented out Dodger Stadium. Remember
What?
this? There was the helicopter shot of him. He had like a table set up on the field at Dodger Stadium.
Empty stadium.
Yes, and
Huh.
he had a Dodgers jersey on. He and the young lady he was dating.
Didn't work out.
For
Spent
who?
a lot of money for well.
Coming up.
This is a beautiful story about unity because Gale King got on a flight and ended up sitting next to someone very interesting. So interesting, she decided to share it with the world. And boy, she might be regretting it.
Be right back.
This is a beautiful story about
A man
unity.
named,
About
a man named Brady?
Not a man named Brady, but it is about unity, much like the Brady Bunch, in a time where we are more divided than ever in this country.
And unity
Gale
doesn't go
King,
over. Unity does not go over well these days.
That's what you're about to learn, because Gale King got on a flight and ended up sitting next to someone very interesting. So interesting, she decided to share it with the world, and boy, she might be regretting it.
So that is Jesse Waters in behind her, but in the same
Sitting
row,
next to her, yeah.
sitting next to her, first class, on a 4.5-hour flight.
Oh, Jesse Waters from, of course, Fox News.
He is a MAGA firebrand and probably not aligned in any way, shape, or form with Gale King. But
And definitely not. And Gail acknowledged that.
But they
And that's
got
the reason
along
she posted it.
great. So listen to this.
Yeah, she said two people from competing networks walk on a plane, and to the surprise of them both, they're seated right next to each other for over 4 hours. She says, speaking for Jesse, a good time was had by all, and said she's saving his number.
Well, she has been torched online.
The comments, I'd like to say to you, you know what? This was people from different walks of life coming together, and everyone celebrated it and said, this is great, this is what the country needs. That's not at all what happened. I mean, the comments are vicious. From people saying they are unfollowing Gail, people telling her delete this.
The people just hating her for it. And,
Yeah.
you know, and it's kind of what we've been talking about. We're doing a live stream right now with Jackson, and the people on the live stream are just all up in arms about this. But the reality is that you know, do you really want to hate half the country? Or can you say, look, we fundamentally disagree. They actually
But we
like each
can
other.
actually
They got
get
along. Are they supposed to say, I hate you, move my seat? Is that what they're supposed to do?
No, and you've been preaching this. We have to be able to talk to each other. It may be surprising that she did it, but she's sophisticated enough to know that that would be the response. I don't think Gail was surprised that a bunch of people said they were going to unfollow her. I think she did it to make that gesture and say, we can no longer just be in isolated silos.
I think Gail was bold. I think
I do
Gail
too.
knew exactly what was coming, and she wanted to make a statement, and I think it's a big statement.
You've been
I
saying
really
it for a
do.
long time, and I agree with what she did. I hope it
can't-
moves
But I
the
will say,
conversation in that
when
direction.
We keep saying that, and I agree with you. I know why you're saying that, and there's certainly wisdom in it. But when you see the comments, when she posts this, does it give you pause to say that it's not working? Like, we can talk about it all we want and say, yes, we should talk to the people, but it's not working.
Here's how it's working.
no
It's not
regret- no
working.
regrets.
let me-
It's so
let me-
shifting.
There are people,
Let me-
attacking Gail saying
I got
that
it.
you have turned your back on black women. Black women posting that.
So let me tell you why it works. It works because A, you don't have to read the comments. She knows what's coming. And B, Well, let me just make my point. When she does something like this, I think it gives other people permission they might otherwise be scared to take of doing the exact same thing with a friend, with somebody else. It's like, wow, somebody like Gale King can reach across the aisle, literally, and Jesse Waters can do the same thing.
And all I'm saying is I get what you guys are going for.
Don't read the
but if
comments.
The comments are how people feel.
No, put
What do
your
you
head in the
mean?
sand.
I'm not saying...
They're wrong about it. They're wrong.
I'm not saying that Gale regrets it. I'm just saying that for observers, the way people are reacting, it feels like
some people
they don't.
No, that 5,000 people
The
who are on
loudest
social
people,
media
yes.
who are really loud, but you've got millions of other people who might be saying, huh, that's a good thing.
Hi, this is Ife from Seattle. And listen, I think we might be over-exaggerating and overreacting just a little bit to this Gale King selfie situation. I think her intention was to try and make light of the heavy partisan media politics that we keep seeing on both sides of the aisle. And if you're going to reach across the aisle, that's fine, right? But just make sure you're holding up facts as much as you're holding up your phone. Because journalism isn't about selfies, it's about standards. And now more than ever, we need truth, we need integrity, and we need that from our journalists. And Fox News just has not been delivering that. But, so Gale may have missed the mark, but I think she had good intentions.
Well, except, let's say you're right. Does that mean somebody is automatically a bad person, unworthy of, camaraderie?
No, not at all. And that's what she was trying to say.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. Your colleague is right. We do have to be able to find some middle ground to be able to have a conversation. But I think with Gale, the optics of this was that, hey, we know what Fox News is about. We know the damage that they're doing to the country. And for you to kind of buddy up with him and, I saved your number. I mean, what does that mean, Gale? Why do we need to know you saved his number?
But you know what the reality...
Honestly, I can't tell whether you think it's a good thing she posted it or a bad thing. You've kind of gone back and forth.
I think it's not that it's a bad thing. I do think people are overreacting a little. I don't think it has the impact that you all think it does, that it's going to change minds and hearts.
The minds and hearts
so
of
you
the
and
people,
I are in alignment.
The minds and hearts of the people who are speaking up, but there are people who are not speaking up who can process this.
Right.
Okay.
We hope. Taylor Swift tapping into something that you talk about frequently, and that it has
Cauliflower crust?
Has to do with charity, and how celebrities make their charitable acts. So Taylor Swift did something that is immensely a good thing, right? That no one's going to argue. A $100,000 donation to a family who has a daughter battling a very rare form of cancer. That's a great thing.
Yes.
What's even better, I know you applaud this, and a lot of people do, that she didn't reach out and make a big deal with the family. She just made the donation, went on with her business. Now, the family, looking at their GoFundMe, noticed this, and they are over the moon. We actually spoke with the mom, Caitlin Smoot, and this is what she said this $100,000 donation means to her daughter, Lila.
Literally 2 days before her donation, my husband and I were sitting down to go over our finances, to talk about when he would need to return to work, how long we could get by without him having a job. This has just given us the opportunity to be able to take a deep breath and not have to stress out. We're not overly stressed now about what our next step is. We can take time to just focus on Lila, focus getting her through this treatment, getting her healthy, and pray that the cancer just never comes back.
That's really, really amazing.
It's really awesome. And then she also goes on to say in our interview how her posting this, how all the Swiftie community just joined in, and now all the Swiftie fans have also donated $164,000. So we even matched the Taylor Swift and got it even more. So she was like, I cannot thank the Swift community enough for just coming together.
I'd like to say you're getting choked up, but that's not what it is. You're just sick, and that's why you're losing your voice.
Yes, we're just hard workers.
But worthy of getting choked up.
We can fake that.
We can fake it. It is really sweet. You can just see how much it meant to the mom, and she was breaking down in it, and I couldn't imagine the stress of going over the finances, and now they can just finally breathe.
Coming up.
authorities in Atlanta were successful in thwarting what could have been a mass shooting when they arrested a man named Billy Joe Cagle, and some of Billy Joe's friends made a call to check in on him.
Be a human and reach out. If you see somebody hurting, a lot of us are dealing with things.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
BB Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too. Did you just say, look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at. Well, authorities in Atlanta were successful in thwarting what could have been an incredible tragedy at the airport there at Hartsfield. A mass shooting, potential mass shooting, when they arrested a man named Billy Joe Cagle. And he was reported by his family because they saw him on a live stream driving to the airport saying that he was going to shoot it up. Police ended up finding Billy Joe at the airport. They arrested him. He did not have a gun on him, but his car was parked out on the outside the airport. And they did find an AR-15 and live rounds there. So what happened here is what we always hear the authorities saying, that when you see something, you say something. His family did, and it turns out even before his family saw the live stream, some of Billy Joe's friends saw some things that were disturbing and definitely made a call to check in on him. One of those friends is Nick Roberts, and he is joining us right now. Nick, welcome to TMZ Live.
Hey, good afternoon.
So, Nick, before he drove over to the airport or was driving toward it, you saw some disturbing things.
Over the weekend, on Sunday, yeah.
Can you kind of walk us through what you saw and then what you did? Because what you did is so important.
Well, Billy had been posting some things on Facebook concerning some personal issues, and it kind of escalated. And I just, as a human, had seen something that made me want to reach out to see if he needed to talk to somebody. And another friend of mine and I were on the phone and talked to Billy just the night before at about 9 p.m. And, everything seemed fine. He seemed in good spirits, and he didn't leave any indication that he was thinking to do anything, as heinous as this. And I'm just glad that it was stopped. And if he was going to do it, that no one got hurt.
Nick, I saw a local report where Billy's brother said that he does need to take medication, and they're always concerned that checking to make sure he's taking his medication. I took from that to mean that perhaps he has some mental health issues. Is that what you were thinking when you saw what he had posted on Sunday?
Yes, sir. I had known a little bit about Billy, and read some things, and and exactly, he was off his medicines. He mentioned that to me, I guess, Sunday night, and that he needed to get back on his medicine. But he told me he loved life and he was ready to have a second chance. And, and I think it's very important that people know things about Billy other than what they're seeing here, because he made an awful decision. I'm not condoning that, but it's not the guy we went to high school with. And we know in this community, Billy's really a really caring guy and a very hard worker. And it's just unfortunate that, mental health issues are very serious. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people don't understand, which I don't quite understand.
I got to say, I mean, every time there's a tragedy, you hear about mental health and everybody talks about, we need more resources. But ultimately, people like you and his family, they're the key. And, I don't want to push if you don't want to talk about it, but I do think that discussing what the warning signs were with him, things he was posting on Sunday, what raised your antenna, I think is really useful so that other people can watch this and then maybe do the same thing. So can you even generally talk about what he was posting that kind of sounded the alarm for you?
It was just a desperate man reaching for help, I felt like. Some of the things, I was just more concerned that he was going to hurt himself. And he's talking about if something happened to him, this and this, I'd rather not go on about his posted personal life. I think he's being kicked enough, some of it he's brought on himself, but I don't want to be part of that for sure. But I'm not the only person. And Billy and I weren't even super close these days. I've just known him for 20 or 30 years, and other people saw that he was a hurt man reaching out for help. And I just kind of was the only one that put my phone number out there. So that's how you guys keep getting this. But, there's a lot of folks that were concerned and reached out as well. But I think it's just being aware that somebody, is really speaking and looking for help without saying, "Hey, help me." Being aware of how they normally are and what they would normally post versus what they're posting, currently. And that's what me and another guy were pretty aware of and both talked to them on the phone at the same time.
Yeah, I think you're right. Being just conscious of what your friends are saying and what they're going through and checking in with them, which obviously we're glad that you did, and obviously his family was also concerned because it made all the difference here. And I think
people are alive today because of it.
There's an important lesson in what you just said, Nick, which is just be aware when there's something different about your friends. One last thing before you go. You mentioned that Billy said he was excited about a second chance. Had he lost his job or something? What was that a reference to?
Well, no, Billy was self-employed. He was a very successful businessman, owned 2 businesses that I knew of too. So it wasn't that, I think he just had a worse outlook on life and had dealt with some stuff years prior. And he, had alluded to just trying to make the best of his life going forward with his 2 daughters that he loved very much. And that's really all I knew about that.
Well, that was enough, and obviously you saw something that made you make that call, and we really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah.
As Harvey said, I think there's an important lesson for folks to learn there, just about taking care of each other. So we appreciate it, Nick. Thank you.
Be a human and reach out. If you see somebody hurting, not all men, that act like nothing's wrong all the time necessarily means there's not anything wrong. A lot of us are dealing with things, and I'm glad his family was able to tip off the police and kind of put an end to this. But I appreciate your time, guys.
Well said.
Thank
you, Nick.
You bet.
Coming up.
Everyone in Hollywood and entertainment in general just running scared about AI. We got Smokey Robinson at LAX. I haven't seen any AI images, videos created with Smokey yet, but he's on the lookout for it and says this is something that he and all artists are very concerned about.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. Everyone in Hollywood and entertainment in general just kind of running scared about AI because I think we have seen in the last few weeks just the explosion on social media of all these crazy images of famous people
that look real.
And it looks real. I mean, obviously, what they have them saying, I think, makes it clear, at least to anyone who knows these people.
Clear to us, but maybe in future generations when they don't know.
Maybe not. And that's why artists are so concerned. There have been some changes that some of them are celebrating, and others still think this is just running amok. We got Smokey Robinson at LAX, and we talked to him about this. Obviously, Smokey being a songwriting legend, his music is already out there, but his image, and I haven't seen a lot of I haven't seen any AI images, videos created with Smokey yet, but he's on the lookout for it and says this is something that he and all artists are very concerned about.
I think that's probably one of the most dangerous things that's ever happened. Really. It's scary.
Yeah.
That they can just produce your image and your voice and do whatever they want.
Right.
It's scary. So far I own mine, and I can't stop anybody from doing it, but if they do, then I can react.
Are you worried about AI in general?
Absolutely. Wouldn't you be? It's like I said, it's a real scary situation where somebody can just take your image and take your voice, and a lot of people don't even know the difference. That's very scary, especially when you're in show business.
I think the metaphor to this is that we are in the Wright brothers stage, and in 5 or 6 years, we're going to be in the X-15 stage. We are not even close to beginning what is going to happen with AI. It will transform our lives and this world more than the internet times 100.
Everyone agrees
times
it will
100.
transform our lives. The question that people like Smokey and other actors and singers are thinking is, will it negatively impact their lives?
Well, it's gonna bench a lot of people. I mean, unemployment could be 60%.
There's that part of it, but I think what Smokey is concerned about, you can literally go on to use some AI platform and say, I want this song to sound like Smokey Robinson, and then put it out on the internet.
What's the difference between that and CGI?
What?
What's the difference? That you don't actually go to space when you watch Star Wars.
If you're Smokey Robinson, it's your voice.
But you know when something's CG. When it's
You don't
if you hear a
always.
song, and you're like, oh, this is.
When you hear a song, like in
You do.
Smokey's case, right?
So
like,
what? What if you enjoy it?
Then that's what's going to
What if you
happen.
enjoy-
There will be AI
Who
albums
says
from dead
it's not
artists that are going
supposed
to come
happen?
out and be
The music
endorsed.
god? Who says?
Well,
Who says?
I don't know.
It's Smokey's voice, right?
Yeah.
So he wants. If someone puts a song on, what if the lyrics are, I don't know, about something horribly racist or whatever, and it sounds like a Smokey Robinson?
I get it.
But now here's the thing. I think the flip, because Smokey and so many people are worried that AI will come out and it'll have me saying these horrible things and people won't know if it's true or not. I think we'll be full post-truth society, because then you can actually do horrible things and say, no, that was AI.
It was right.
It'll be the new
It's
version
already
of I was
happening.
hacked.
It's already happening.
Yeah.
It's happening with those
And I
text
think-
messages that came out.
Right.
Exactly the
Paul
same.
Yeah, they're saying
and
that.
Grassi.
Exactly
So I think
the
we'll
same thing.
we just won't believe anything anymore.
Oh, that truth is going to be very subjective.
It'll be
and-
non-existent.
Non-existent, but it doesn't always have to be negative. I mean, there can be. Look, you could enjoy.
Yeah, there can be.
Some of it's
Yes, there can be
funny.
good things that come out of it. That art that you enjoy. I shouldn't say art, because I guess it's still
It's
someone's
art.
creating it. But if you're creating it and making it seem like it's someone else, I don't know. I got an issue with that.
These conversations will be so antiquated in 5 years because the whole world is about to change.
PJ Mercado, New York. Yeah, I mean, AI is just getting insanely scary at this point. I mean, I have grandmothers, grandfathers who are looking at some of these videos and thinking that they're real, especially with the MLK stuff. So, yeah, it's getting scary, to say the least. And I agree with Smokey Robinson here.
Chris Martin was in Nashville last night, but not for a Coldplay concert. I think he would say something more important.
Yeah.
The musical debut of his daughter, Apple. Yeah, she was the surprise singer with a group called the Jade Street Band. And there's a little bit of it. Chris was in the audience. I don't know if Gwyneth was there, but Chris was there to check out Apple's debut. Does, as they say, I hate to say it, does the apple fall far from the tree? I'm sorry, I had to do it.
I like her voice, and
I liked it.
She's beautiful. But I
I mean,
really like
that's
her
not
voice.
important.
I mean, her
Hardly.
parents are Gwyneth Paltrow
I think it's
and
something.
Chris Martin.
Okay,
Yeah.
deny. Okay, nobody know. You didn't notice she's beautiful.
I was listening for her voice.
And she's got I love her
and
voice.
Not only because of Chris Martin, but also I think people forget that Gwyneth does a bit of singing herself.
Yep, totally. And so Apple, she's only 21 years old. She's already dabbled into some modeling, which every Nepo baby kind of does. But now she's taking it to a new level
God, she looks
by
like
getting on
Gwyneth.
stage. I don't know, I feel like she looks more like her dad. Whatever the case, I thought she did a great job. And to perform at Cannery Hall, that's such an honor. I mean, legends have performed there. Stevie Nicks, Reba McEntire, George Strait, Jane's Addiction. And she actually has done some kind of music stuff. Obviously, you know, Chris Martin's in Coldplay. So Apple actually has some credits, some writing credits on some of Coldplay's music.
Oh, you're kidding.
Let Somebody Go, that song, and Feels Like I'm Falling in Love. Unclear exactly what she did, but she does have writing credits on those songs.
And she's a good singer. I like her vibe.
I wonder if is this something that she seriously wants to pursue, or was it just like a...
She's
sort
in
of
a
lark?
band.
Was it a lark?
I
No, she's not a regular member of the band.
They
She was-
teamed up together, but I do
Showed 'em a
feel like
Maggie.
this was pretty professional.
Coming up.
Well, MGK's acting career has hit a roadblock here or there. One that he admitted. You haven't seen Sinners yet, have you? Oh my God, it is so good. MGK could have been in this movie. After this, we're going to tell you what the director of the movie, Ryan Coogler, is now saying about MGK's stance.
Be right back.
Well, MGK's acting career has hit a roadblock here or there. One that he admitted he could have been in what almost everyone agrees is one of the best movies of last year. Was it last year or this year? Wait, was Sinners this year?
It was this year.
Wow, time is going anywhere.
It's
Sinners.
amazing. One day you're young.
You haven't seen Sinners
No,
yet,
I
have
have
you?
not.
Oh my God, it is so good. MGK could have been in this movie. He recently told Pat McAfee why he turned it down. This is very interesting, and after this, we're going to tell you what the director of the movie, Ryan Coogler, is now saying about MGK's stance.
I have a lot of aspirations to be in movies. It just hasn't panned out that way. There's been plenty of movies that come out that I'm like, I was supposed to be in that, I was supposed to be in that, or I did auditions for that. Like Sinners, I was supposed to be in that.
Oh,
which role?
No, the vampire. They had me set up to do the auditions. It's the vampire, the one that's in the house. So he's the second vampire, the one that the guy comes and like he eats the family up. Yeah, but he said in the audition he says he has to say the N-word, and I just wouldn't do it.
Took a stand there. By the way, spoiler,
Did they use it?
spoiler alert.
Did
by
they
the way.
use it in the movie?
He just gave away a big part of the movie.
So they used it.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. That's the way the movie played out. That was MGK's stance. Well, Ryan Coogler...
By the way, did they ask MGK, and do you now regret not taking it?
I don't think they did. I'm sure he would say
I would
he
like
doesn't.
to know the answer. Well, I don't know. I'd like to know the
You
answer.
mean because it turned out to be such a good
That's
movie?
right. And that...
Yeah, but if you're taking your
he
stand
has to have
on
known
that...
that it was going to be a big movie anyways. There's not been one Ryan Coogler movie that's come out that has not been big.
So here's what Ryan Coogler had to say about it. He was asked about MGK turning it down. He said, I think Ryan didn't know that's why he turned it down. He said, that's understandable. I get it. I know he has a black daughter, and acting is acting, but you have to be comfortable with whatever it is.
He's kind of saying, I get it, to say you have to be comfortable.
I get it, but he's also saying, hey man, if you really want to be an actor,
acting is acting.
Sometimes you might have to say things you don't believe. I mean, look, we all saw Django.
I was just thinking that.
We saw Django,
I was just thinking that.
I think
does anyone think Leo...
No, and Leo kind of just touched on that as well by basically saying that it was uncomfortable when they were on set, hearing that word so many times and having to say it so many times, but he had to just kind of, I think it may have been Samuel Jackson that pulled him to the side and said, listen, we're working. We got a job to do. You're doing great at your job. Don't let this offend you. It's art, essentially. This is not you saying it. This is your character saying it.
And everybody knows that.
So MGK just needs to act with Samuel L. Jackson and it'll all work out.
There you go.
Hi, Harvey and Charles. I'm Brooke England calling in from Houston. It would have been so good to see MGK in this role because this was the vampire that was playing the guitar outside of the house. I know he would have killed it, but maybe we might see him in a sequel. Who knows?
Can I just give you a note?
Oh boy. Is this going to be about flower placement?
Yeah, you kind of look like the flying nun.
Coming up.
Kim Kardashian is expanding. Her property is expanding. I don't know about her personally, because she just ran out of space, I guess.
Be right back.
Kim Kardashian is expanding. Her property is expanding. I don't know about her personally, because she just ran out of space, I guess, which is odd. They don't have... I thought the home that they're in already has...
She has a very...
way enough space.
She has a very big home. A very big home.
And it's her and the kids and... Well, anyway...
You can't have too much... Well, part of it, too, is security. She needed,
That I get.
It's like a Pac-Man. You eat up the block.
So
house by house by house.
So she has purchased a new home. The one that was right next door to her Hidden Hills home, and certainly now allows for an even, I was going to say a compound, but an even bigger compound. She had a compound.
She has a big backyard, a really big backyard. Kanye did this house.
Right. And remember, they had purchased a second lot to make that house.
Right, and it is a massive house. Not like the Aaron Spelling house.
No.
It's not anything like that. But I think it's more security, and she's renovating this. And the weird thing about it is Kanye spent so many years doing this house that I think it's almost like wiping that clean.
Yeah.
It's pretty dated when you look at the real estate photos, so I can only imagine she's going to renovate this one too. Well, she's also renovating the one that I thought was already renovated.
Right.
It's like a
So wait a minute, is she going to actually renovate the house or tear it down and do something?
That we don't know, but I mean, to me, it would be a tear down.
Hey guys, this is Maddie. I'm calling in from New York City. And first off, a big happy birthday to the queen of skims, Kim Kardashian herself. But I gotta say, I usually agree with Kim Kardashian on her style choices. But when it comes to home decor, I'm with her eldest daughter, Northwest. It's cold and it's ugly. But personally, I feel like her current house that she lives in now, when it was owned by the former owners, would be 99% of the world's dream home. So
The cold part, by the way, is Kanye. That he made it like a museum with very little furniture. It was very minimalistic. So there you go. That's our architectural review. What else you guys want to talk about?
Thea from Houston. I'm calling in about Diddy, and I want to say that if he does get a commute, it will be zero accountability on Diddy's part, and he will be right back to buying all the baby oil off the shelves.
I don't know. I mean, this was if this wasn't
the reality
a lesson.
is, but the reality is that buying the baby oil was not. I know everyone, it's the salacious part of it. There was nothing illegal about buying the baby oil.
And in a weird way, it ended up helping him in a huge way with the jury because they felt exactly the way you said.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Well, Hilaria Baldwin may not be on Dancing with the Stars anymore, but she is still hanging out with her dance partner, Gleb. In fact, she and Alec were out to dinner with him when this broke out. Decided they were going to have a push-up contest. Well, with Gleb. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Be right back.
Well, Hilaria Baldwin may not be on Dancing with the Stars anymore, but she is still hanging out with her dance partner, Gleb. In fact, she and Alec were out to dinner with him when this broke out. I don't know, is this like
This was in
a
Los Angeles
machismo
at
thing?
Avra.
Yeah, at dinner at Avra and decided they were going to have a push-up contest. Although it looks like Gleb is doing
slaps.
Oh, Alec,
Slaps.
come on. Ooh, Alec. I mean, there's no shame in this. Alec's not supposed to be able to keep up with Gleb.
Let's go.
Just not.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, Charles.
If you don't do
Come on,
it, you're a
Charles.
wuss.
Not happening.
Come on, Charles.
No, it's not
Come
happening.
on, Charles.
It's not happening.
Come on, Charles. Come on, Charles.
I'm not doing this.
Your form is weak.
Come on, Charles.
No.
Oh, Charles. She started late. She started late. She started late. She started late.
I don't know what
She
we're doing
can't
here
do this.
anymore. See you tomorrow.
Bye.